The police seemed even more concerned. They told me that I should pack my things and leave the campsite immediately. r/Nosleep. Posted by Reddit user HorrorMode. If you ever hear a cry for help while camping, you better ignore it. I love camping, but after my most recent trip, I don't think it will ever be the same. I set up my tent on a nice flat ground and collected some wood for a fire, and the night came with all its nightly sounds, and I relaxed at the hooting owls and chirping crickets. Even better was the fact that no one else was around, or so I thought.
Help!
It was subtle. I almost missed it. The voice came from deep within the woods, and for a moment, I didn't believe what I was hearing. It sounded female, but oddly enough, I just couldn't tell.
Please, help!
It continued. I shined my flashlight between the bushes and walked around a little. To be completely honest, even as a grown man, I was paralyzed with fear. So I did the responsible thing and called the police. That's when things went from odd to very, very weird. The police told me to ignore it. I explained to them that someone could be injured and probably needed medical attention, but they assured me otherwise. When I kept pushing and asked why, the police told me, "Sir, if you ever hear the voices again, ignore it. Do not respond." Well, I did hear it again, but I didn't ignore it. It was almost midnight when I heard the voice a second time. I awoke to someone whispering, "Help," and it sounded like she was just outside my tent. I went out to check, and no one was there, but the voice continued from a distance. "Help, please." Again, I grabbed my flashlight and looked around the area I was camping. I was too afraid to follow the voice into the woods, especially since the authorities themselves avoided it. But I struggled morally, trying to decide whether I should go help this person or listen to the police, who seemed concerned for my safety. But then I heard another, different voice. This other voice, which also seemed to be coming from the woods, was an octave lower. Unlike the first one, which cried for help, this one was loud and demanding. "Quiet!" the other voice growled. "No one's gonna help you." Once I heard that, I was sure someone was in trouble. I called the police again. When I informed them about the second voice coming from the woods, the police seemed even more concerned. They told me that I should pack my things and leave the campsite immediately. They said that hearing a second, more manly voice meant that it was getting desperate. They also said that the two voices were coming from the same person, and that part was bizarre and confusing to me, to say the least. It was at this point I dismissed the police in that area as crazy, but not before telling them off. I got angry. I told the police that if they didn't get down here to come check it out, then I would do it myself. I said repeatedly that a woman had been in serious trouble and that it was their duty to help her, but still they refused to come. All they kept repeating to me over the phone was, "Do not enter the woods, sir." They seemed more afraid than I was. Once I hung up the phone, I heard the voices again. A gentle, "Please, someone help me," and then a growling, "Quiet, no one is coming." It was a little past midnight at that point. I couldn't live with myself knowing that I had a chance to save someone's life, but instead cowered. So I grabbed some things and ventured into the woods. When I entered the woods, the voices ceased. Just like that. No cries, no whispers, and no commands. Even the owls and crickets went away. Nothing but dancing leaves and creaking tree branches could be heard. I stopped walking and looked around, a full 360 degrees. Hello? Anyone there? I called out. Nothing. I'm here to help, it continued. Where are you? Are you okay? Still, nothing. I thought of calling the police again, then chuckled to myself. I found it strange but somewhat comforting that I didn't find anyone out there, especially since I kept hearing it over and over again throughout that night. Nonetheless, I was still creeped out, so I packed my things and finally left the campsite. I didn't know why the police, of all people, were so afraid. Worst case, someone was in actual danger, and we failed them. Best case, morons who think saying help me in the middle of nowhere is a good idea for a joke. To be honest, when I heard the voice the very first time, I did think it was a joke. When I heard it the second time, along with that other voice, I became a bit more concerned. And the same with the third time I heard the voice in the woods. But when I heard it again a fourth time, a week after I left the campsite, coming from inside my own house, I was very, very concerned.